I will attempt to say things in a loud voice.
I like what Luca has typed, but just when the Hex Girls were seconds away from victory, a stray beam from the Dragon Ball Z world AU obliterated the flavor. Betty!
No one has context for that.
So good. There's no countering that. You can't counter it.
I mean, we could try, like,
This
favorites are gonna kick our ass.
Yeah.
This reminds me of that one story Alice told me about, like, I forget the weapon, but there was some weapon in Warhammer at one point where the rules for it were basically infinite range. And someone losing a game literally just decided, well, I can't do anything in this game that's meaningful, so I'm going to fire my missile at whoever is, like, currently playing at the farthest store from me, which was the Games Workshop official store. Calls that store and says, which games are in progress? I'm firing a missile into one of them.
I'm firing a death strike into something. What is to the closest building onto the left of the store? Can I do this? They let him do that, for the record.
That's so good.
Infinite range.
Just walked over to one of the players and was like, I'm sorry, but this happened. Please make an armor save.
It's so good.
It would take time to get there. It's not instant.
They dug out an entire. They dug out like the biggest template they had at the time, and just positioned it awkwardly in the place where to do the most damage, and then rolled for the scatter for him.
Jeff is right. A real big grognard should have been like, "Hey, that's going to take time. It's going to there's time and space. Time and space. We got some time."
Like, narratively speaking, everything should take time and space, but you resolve it all instantly in Warhammer. Therefore, we can assume that the distance requirements are hard, but the time requirements are not.
I just presumed that, like, through, like, the warp and, like, psychic bullshit going on in the Warhammer universe, right? It's just like, no, it's there.
Random warp.
The Emperor of Mankind wills these missiles to land on you now.
Very true.
Be purged. And we should do downtime. Everybody, it's a downtime session, so we just kind of do this for downtime.
Just don't worry about it. It's fine.
Hi everybody, it's Lancer. I wanted to give a big shout out thanks to Loka for editing the video where the Bryn kidnapping happened, like on stream, because I didn't edit that video. So if that video is bad, blame Loka. I didn't even have time to listen through it to see how his work was. I just trusted him and uploaded it. So if it's bad, that's Loka's fault. If it's good, it's my fault and it was all me. No, but seriously, thank you, Loka. I couldn't actually handle listening to that video at all because I sounded too upset and I didn't like how much I was apologizing and how upset other people sounded, and it was making me feel too guilty. So Loka took on the burden on his very, very bad computer, on his very, very bad internet to edit the video for me. So thank you. Everybody who still follows this LP, remember to please post in the thread and thank Loka. That's all. You're the best, Loka. New GM favorite, Loka Mossy, who isn't even playing in this campaign. Also, there's more than one GM, but Loka's probably at least the GM favorite of 2 GMs now. He's slowly turning the GMs to his side. Soon, Loka's diabolical reign over. Once he wins over Alice, it's over.
It's the awkward moment when my wife likes Loka better than me.
That feel when? Okay, so we had some stuff that wanted to be done at the end of last session. There's people are still cleaning up. Pyroe has to be taken to the emergency room to get cleaned up, which means her stand-in has to stand. And guess who's because of it fake feudalism has to fucking rule in her stead? It's Cantel. Cantel has to be in charge of the colony while Pyroe.
So I have an idea about that.
Yep.
So, instead of doing that, she grabs Bryn and they go get a drink.
Yep.
Because like she has to interact with this guy a little bit.
Yep.
So I'm gonna make the most important role of Bryn's life.
Mm-hmm.
I'm going to use my empathy trigger, and I'm going to tag my military background because it would apply with her specifically.
Mm-hmm.
So that I cannot roll a better roll than this. So let's see what happens.
I'm praying for you. I roll a 1. No, good job. Nicely done. Very nicely done. Yes, you are mending things over with your biological daughter. In the interim, like Quinn has tried to talk to Cantel about how you're actually a great dad. I don't know how well Cantel has
she would not give you the time of day whatsoever.
Yeah, I don't know.
You can try.
Yeah.
She will not. She will not listen to you.
Yeah, exactly.
So how does this actually
play out? How does this play out?
So I'm not gonna role play myself.
Yeah, of course, no.
But the way I see it is they basically commiserate over war stories and their time in the military and how it sucked. And they like begrudgingly she warms up to him, like not as her father because they're the same fucking age, right? So like it's weird, but like as like a peer.
Yeah, as a comrade.
That's about as best as we can hope for, and that's about what he expects. So like that's fine.
Yep.
So she does not hate him.
Yeah.
She's still like you can't unravel 30 years worth of feelings in like a single night of getting smashed. But
yeah.
And that's really it. They trade stories about how they're all the times in the military where they commanding officer was a dick, the dumb missions they had to go on, like the stupid things that their COs made them do, all that kind of nonsense. She tells them about her special ops stuff that she's been up to. She does that. Bryn learns that she is much more successful in the romantic situation than he ever was. Just all over the place. She's very charming. She's way more charming than he is.
Oh, my female OC fucks, says Jeff. No, it's fine. I'm teasing you. You're fine. I do want to say, like, as a joke, like, since like the person who's supposed to be raining is not raining, what do? They like jokingly do a straw poll to see who acts in charge until Pyroe comes back, and Isadora wins. So Isadora, you are effectively, for right now, the stand-in governor for this planet. What do you do as the actual leader of a colony? You are actually handed like a PDA full of grievances and shit like that, like petty squabbles.
It's like, none of us want to do this. You're right here. You haven't left yet. Here you go.
And you lost the straw poll, so you're now in charge.
I mean, like, wouldn't I guess, like, this is very funny, but two, realistically, wouldn't there be a, like an au pair to the governor you could hand this, not an au pair, what's the word I'm looking for? You're an assistant to the governor you could hand this over to?
Well, yeah, but Cantel was the assistant to the governor.
Like
she's not. She's just the governor's daughter.
Yeah, like
she has her own job.
I was like, okay, here's how I just want to stress Fefner out with this, so I'll like come up with like some convoluted way for why the lieutenant governor couldn't stand it. Like they like got shot too or something, okay? Like everybody who could reasonably be in charge got shot or like is incapacitated in some way for some mysterious reason, to where like either it was Cantel or a perfect stranger who has to be in charge until Pyroe is stabilized, and then they all like everybody who's like an important NPC had to draw straws. That was just the way they decided it was done, and Isadora quote unquote won, and now she is in charge.
She turns to one of the staff members who's probably Treasury and just says, "Sorry, Treasury," and just opens up the phone book and just starts making calls for repairs.
Yes. Yes.
Buildings are damaged. What else are you gonna do?
You gotta fix those houses that we blew up.
Yeah, like some of the complainers actually come in person during your office hours as governor, and they are the people. Like one of them is the person whose wall got destroyed because a mech got shot through it.
Twice.
He shows you pictures, but you were there. You saw it happen.
Man, their daughter is is very missile happy.
How am I going
I
to
think
pay
that's
for
the correct
this?
term.
How am I going to recover from these damages?
There's
no, these
there's
weren't-
an unexploded missile in my bathroom.
Yeah, there's an unexploded missile in my bathroom. I'm going to need to get defused.
Oh, don't worry, I got bomb squad. And don't worry, this, of course, was a conflict that the town was involved in, so it's not going to come out of your pocket.
That's like the treasurer is just like trying. Ark's like, hey, you're actually not bad at this. He's standing by you as like your secretary, right? He's like decided to be your secretary for a bit. Pelagia thinks it's funny. Yeah. So he'll like occasionally like bring you coffee and like do like jokingly like help you with paperwork, but mostly you're in charge. It's just all very like we're playing pretend over here.
I mean, I'm not much of a leader, but if there's one thing I've learned from Bryn, it's that delegation is important, and hiring people is just delegation.
Mhm.
That's just a position. It's delegating to everyone who knows what they're doing,
Mhm.
probably.
Mhm. Yeah. And Quinn thinks this is hilarious, and she starts like going to the website to issue complaints about like dumb shit. You beat my score.
There's a specific Quinn blocker.
you beat my score in Oregon Trail, angry face. You beat my high score in Tetris. It was very rude. It's like Quinn's personal complaints at Isadora through the query system.
After the first 5, you do just every time you try to submit a complaint, you just get a message back that says, "That's not a complaint, Quinn."
Yeah, you just get IP blocked. No. I've been silenced. My right to free speech.
Are you even a citizen here? Is like the fourth one.
No. Well, technically, she's a citizen of Deliverance in that way in which Deliverance pretends everybody is a citizen of Deliverance, but really she's actually a citizen of Boundless. She's a boundless citizen. This is a Deliverance colony, so yeah, she's not really a Deliverance. She doesn't have a vote here. She doesn't have rights. Like Isadora could do that. Like you're not even a citizen here. You have no rights here. You're not.
Are you even a resident of the affected township?
Yeah, she's not even a Deliverance citizen because she was born in Boundless space, so she's a boundless citizen. But yeah. Regardless, what downtime actions do people want to take? I wanted to do that to you, Fef, so you could actually like jokingly do a downtime action, maybe as governor if you wanted, as like a joke. But it's up to you what you want to do.
I have a minor downtime action that's just like the continuation of a project. So,
Mm-hmm.
I guess I'll just look through the list and see if there's anything good here. So, actually, either gather information or get connected could be pretty good.
Yeah, and as governor, as acting governor, treat that as your background for this instead of your current background. So feel free to flex your power as an actual governor to get a D6 on basically this role as governor, as you just kind of order people to help you on your project as governor, if you want.
So
Extremely funny.
my thinking is probably get connected is probably the better role here because I don't think we super need any info on Deliverance right now, do we?
Because you have Velius giving you as much information as possible, and Kovanen giving you as much information as possible, and Svaba giving you as much information as possible. You've got a lot of, and also Sylvia did that really cool thing of figuring out what the hell's going on with Death Scythe. Most of what you can know or could know without being Meliora herself, you know, right?
Yeah, like these guys aren't going to know anything more.
Yeah, yep.
They're schmucks.
Yeah.
But getting connected with Deliverance's own colony would be a good idea.
Mm-hmm.
All right, so let's see. What do I want to use? I don't actually have like a lot of good skills here. I guess stay cool is the best because I'm just trying to act as coolly as possible to just make sure that my temporary time here actually gets us a good ally out of the place we kind of blew up a lot.
Yeah, Ark and Amnon. Well, Amnon will jokingly ask you if you're going to put this on your resume. Are you going to put, like, 24 hours as governor on your resume?
Yeah, why not?
Hell
right?
yeah. He high fives you. Yes.
So yeah, stay cool. And since I have some connections here, that's another D6. 20.
Nice. Very nice. That governor dice really putting in the work for you.
So yeah, on a 20 plus, your contact will help you, no strings attached.
Yeah,
Alright, so
and
let me
as governor, you could get anybody on here.
Alright, so 20. Alright, so let's see. What's the name of this area again?
The name of the planet is Frampt.
Frampt.
Okay,
so yeah.
It is mostly a tourist planet. It's rich with resources, but it does not have Ebrium, which is why it's not getting, the Dinhark treatment. But does have like a lot of like freshwater natural resources. Timber is their main export. They're big on timber, which is why they're so upset about you destroying those trees.
Mm-hmm.
Timber and rare earths specifically. So yeah.
Alright, so what's the the usual governor's name again?
Her name is Pierogi? Yeah. Jeff can actually pronounce it correctly. I don't think Pierogi. I think I pronounced it correctly once.
Pierogi.
Her name is Pierogi Pierogi Lambret or something no, not Lambret, it's the Langres, yes. Pierogi Langres.
Also a cheese.
Yeah, which is also a cheese. Double cheese.
Alright, so yeah.
Pierogi is not cheese.
Mm-hmm.
It's a pierogi.
Mm-hmm. But Cantel is double cheese. Sorry, yes. But back to you.
So yeah, I guess just she'd probably be a good choice as the contact, just for the general. I have somebody from Frampt that I can call in to help if I need her.
Yeah. Quinn even asked, "Do you want me to just like print up a matchmaker for her?"
God, those are harder to produce. We don't have the most. Sure, fine.
Well, the printer is good.
Because we know that she's good people.
Mm-hmm.
We don't necessarily know how much scrutiny she will be under from Deliverance in the coming days.
Mm-hmm.
We know that the Rulus have ways of keeping these hidden. We know that the Common Front have ways of keeping these hidden. But if we give one to just like a governor of a Deliverance-administered planet, do we risk exposing the fact that we have this technology?
That's valid.
And there might
be that makes sense.
That might be a bad idea, but you know who isn't a governor and who is an expert at covert operations? Yeah,
it's Bryn's daughter. Give it to I'd say pick Cantel as your contact, because she just has she has an in to Pierogi. So yeah, it'd be effectively like having Pierogi. You just have to go through that middle man.
All right.
Yeah. Additionally, Quinn does say that the printer needs material. Fortunately, we have all these mechs here, so she's gonna start feeding the mechs into the printer to give it material, so you can just keep printing things out. We have all these mechs here that we blew up. I'm just gonna take these as salvage for the Hex Girls as part of our pay, and I'm gonna feed them into the printer so we have more material so we can print out more dumb bullshit. Because we're running out of material. Because that's the thing, even though the pirate printer can print anything, it does need material to print with, and it was almost out. So now she can just...
You need that Gundanium in there.
Yep. So now she's just filling back up the tank with these mechs. She's just loading them in.
Just panning these things out like candy.
Yep. Lyra, can you help me carry these mechs? Because the pugilism isn't as big as your mech. Your mech could probably grab a couple of these and load them into this, stuff them into this printer.
Yeah, she'd definitely be down to help you.
Yeah, so Lyra will help. You could help Isadora because you have a big mech, but you're busy being governor, so it's just gonna be Quinn and Lyra in their big mechs, feeding these little mechs into the printer. So I'm gonna be slowly deleting mechs off the map as they get fed into the printer and fill the tank. But do keep going. So yeah, you make a connection with Cantel, and she'll just help you, no strings attached. So they just go ahead and add her, and you can through her you can learn from pyro-y what's going on in the universe and what goes on with her after this. Who wants to do their next downtime action? I guess Sylvia or Bryn? Oh, Bryn, you did take a fucking drink. Yeah.
Yeah, I did my first one.
What were the
Which
results?
I had a connection and a good reputation with Canto.
Yeah, very
Yep.
good.
That's
Yep.
all he cared about.
Yep. Sounds
No
good.
one else matters.
Yep. Cool. So I
So
guess
I have a thing I want to do that's role playing related, but not necessarily my downtime action.
Okay,
I'm
go ahead.
probably just going to spend my downtime on doing power at a cost, actually, depending on how this works out.
Okay.
But there is something that I want to role play out real fast while we're on planet.
Go ahead.
If that's okay.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Yep.
So unfortunately, Death, this is going to involve your character. So
Bryn or Kentel?
So Sylvia is going to wait for a point where she can get Bryn alone.
Okay. Oh no, Bryn.
I'm sure that won't be hard.
Bryn, your roleplay
Well,
ambush instincts are pinging. But
I'm here.
Yeah,
Hello.
Yeah. Yes.
So Sylvia's just going to show up and kind of pull you aside while Isadora, Quinn, and Lyra are all busy and everyone else is distracted with other things and go, normally I would ask you to come get a drink with me, but I think you just finished.
He's visibly like this. He's a little bit past buzzed, but like he's coherent. Like, yeah, what can I do for you? We went a little hard, but I'm fine. I'm fine. I know I don't have a mech right now, but it's fine. What can I do for you?
Sylvia will hand him a just like a canteen or something of water to like kind of drink and maybe like chill down with, because she wants to have this conversation with him. Not so much while he's like, because he's not like fully sloshed, but when he can focus a little bit.
He'll chug it and be like, okay, I'm fine. I'm focused. I'm okay. I'm professional. He straightens his shirt and like pats him down a bit.
Sylvia is going to take a deep breath and go, I'm considering joining up with the Common Front.
Okay. I mean, if you think that's the best path for you, then that's what you should do.
I don't know.
Miss you here, obviously, but let me ask why. Like, what reason? Like, why specifically?
Bryn, I'm feeling trapped. We've been getting a lot done with the Hex Girls over the past few months. But when I was on Binhark, when I was looking at that weapon that Deliverance builds, I thought to myself, someone is going to have to eventually stop that from taking off. And I want to be there with the people stopping them. I don't know that we're going to have an opportunity to do that as just the Hex Girls. If I lend my support to the Common Front, I might be able to. I don't want to leave right now. I have some obligations here, obviously. I promised Quinn I'd do what I could to get Covanden out of Deliverance, and I mean to keep that promise.
Mm-hmm.
But if that time comes and we are able to extract her, then it might be time for me to temporarily tender my resignation. Aside from that,
welcome. But let me tell you this, Sylvia.
Go on.
Bryn takes you that water. He's like, in the meantime, that thing is a monster. It is a terror. It is a monstrosity. It should not exist. I don't want it to be in anyone's hand any more than you do. So, in the meantime, I'm gonna see what I can do to make sure that we will be the ones helping with that anyway. So either way, I'm gonna make sure that you're gonna be able to deal with that thing, whether it's with us or not.
I appreciate that. And I don't really want to leave the group, for the record. I'm starting to wonder if it makes any sense for me to be here. In case you hadn't noticed, I've had a lot poorer impulse control these days. I'm starting to wonder if it wouldn't be better for me to start looking for somewhere where I can live more fully on the battlefield.
Well, like I said, whatever you think is best for you, I will not begrudge you for whatever decision you make.
I appreciate that, Bryn.
We've always been like this. I ain't any of your bosses. We're a group. We're a team. But
I've always
you're not.
appreciated that too. And for now, we're definitely still a team.
Aw.
I just wanted to give you a heads up before anything else happened.
No.
I, Jenner, am wondering why, with all this bloodlust burning in your body, you don't call your other murder wife S and talk to her about your murder urges, because we could be having so many nice conversations in character with me as S and you as Sylvia, and you're just leaving me high and dry over here with my murder waifu all alone with nobody who wants to murder in her group as bad as she does.
I mean, that is an actual possibility. There just wasn't like a point to do it in session, and yeah.
I mean, I can't spy on this. Like, Quinn can't suggest, why don't you just call S, who's going by Zala now, by the way, and talk to her about your murder horniness. But
yeah, no, it's.
I, the GM, am going to hint to you that maybe
kind of a.
yeah.
So we have been feeling this probably since the mission on what was the homeworld of the Common Front again, Alice? What was the Common Front homeworld named again? Kyrie? Thank you.
Yeah, Kyrie, yeah.
Yeah, like she's been feeling this since off and on in some ways since Kyrie, because she got very invested in them while everyone was there and while she was literally taking bullets for Corandir and Rhea.
Yeah. In terms of like that, I mean, S actually Zala now knows what went on, and she's just been waiting for you to call her. But we'll talk it out. I don't want to pressure or anything like that. I just think those would be really good cool conversations for Sylvia to have to help her vent some of this murder lust she has.
Yeah, that might be a fun one to do then. So I'll put that down as a possible downtime.
Yeah.
All right. Okay. So that was all the role playing. That was just
before Sylvia walks off. Grin grabs her shoulder and he looks at her. He says, "Should I not mention this to Quinn, or should I?"
Sylvia kind of pauses and goes, "I haven't talked about it to Quinn yet. I would prefer that I be the first one to talk to her about that. It's not fair of me to, if I do end up leaving for a while, it wouldn't be fair of me to put it on to make her hear that from someone else. She should hear it."
That's what I figured. So I want to make sure.
Mm-hmm.
And then Bryn stumbles away to like sit down.
Yeah.
Because he is still very drunk.
Mm-hmm. Yeah. All right.
Yeah, and that was all I had.
All right. In terms of downtime action, do you want to go or do you want Lyra to go first?
My downtime action is going to be power at a cost.
Sounds good.
So the power at a cost that I'm going for is Sylvia is going to look for a way. Having talked with Bryn and kind of decided that like it's true that, and kind of reaffirmed that the group definitely wants to do something about the situation on Denmark. I'm not sure what to do with like the fact that she feels like she's kind of not dealing the best with murder impulses.
Yeah.
You know, she's decided that probably the one positive she can do now is focus on the problem in front of her, which is the TBK thing that freaks her the fuck out.
Mm-hmm.
She's gonna look into what it would take to get a small, like, war corvette for our group.
Ooh, nice. Okay. Nice. Yeah. That sounds good. Go ahead and do a roll for that. You have
No,
a.
I would
have a roll.
Oh, it just so
You
it
just
just
get
get.
it.
Okay,
Yeah,
good.
so-
Yeah, you just get it. Okay, cool.
So
So
yeah,
I
you
get a
should put,
complication.
yeah. So, I guess what avenues are you looking into?
Sylvia would be looking into both who would have access to this one. Preferably, you don't want to get it through Deliverance, but there are, who would be even able to sell us something like this? To what could we even monetize? Really, what should she personally monetize without having to drag the rest of the group in case this falls through? But what could even be monetized to get it? And 3, how quickly can it be got?
Well,
Because she doesn't need it here tomorrow, but she does potentially want it for us before there's a chance that the Death Scythe can lift off
yeah.
and Hark.
All right. So
All right, so
I actually.
let's go down the list real quick, unless you have something in mind, Jenner.
But what I was gonna say is like, I don't want to dunk on and either you or Alice, but in terms of people who've done world building for their factions, it's fortunate that you're making this role in mind because I can tell you the kind of stuff that you can get and the kind of people you can get stuff from, for what you're interested in, and you specifically actually have access to some of the more unique stuff because of you have contact with the Ashai, who can actually get you Ashai shit if you're interested in that. So in terms of like battleships, you could go with the Nimish, who do very much like Klingon birds of prey shit, right? With like stealth ships, stealth guerrilla ships. Like they're very like if Romulans and Klingons ships had a baby, like that's Nimish stuff, right?
Actually, I'm hitting on something here. We know that the main characters got their ship from them.
Yep.
Sylvia has just seen this thing in action. She's seen it do a pinpoint targeted laser strike.
Yep.
That cut off the ship's engines without damaging it. So yeah, she might actually just straight up ask Ark.
Yep. Through Freya, you could get your hands.
How much would it take you to get one for
Yep.
us?
Yep. Through Ark, he's like, well, just our ship isn't like our ship is pretty top of the line. It's a bit custom. Like the way we do it, we customize everything, right? From the bottom up, we build it from scratch. If you saw the lady we can't name ship, that thing would blow my ship out of the sky. And so he'll like pull up a catalog. You can just make it. Like it's like you can build. It's like if you want to get like big engine head, like you can build your ship from scratch. It's like building a computer. It's like building a computer, but it's a fucking warship, right? He pulls up like he pulls.
All right, so we've got.
That comes
So
up
okay, so it sounds like we've definitely got trusted sources in mind. So
Yeah.
let's see. I'm going to say it's going to take a lot more time than you thought. Probably don't have to leave something behind. I think probably not. It's going to fall apart damn soon. They would make sure we get something of quality or can make something of quality. You'll need more resources, but you know where to find them,
That
or you
one
can get
is-
something almost right, a lesser version, or less of it.
I would say either of those final two would be the one. Like you will need more resources to get this, especially if you do the thing I'm about to tell you, which is on top of the fact that Nimish ships are just designed to be able to have anything slapped on them. That means that you can have a Nimish ship with all this Nimish stuff, but then you can put Ashai weaponry on it. Because while Nimish ships will hit you and ping you for bits of tiny damage, the Ashai weaponry will just fucking blow you out of fucking space. So you can put some Ashai cannons on a Nimish ship and just be disgusting.
So
I think the downside for that would be is like they couldn't just like fire that shit off like over and over again because
Yeah,
like,
no.
I doubt
It's
they'd have, like,
got to take some.
resources
Yeah,
for
it's
it.
got to take some time to cool down. Yeah.
So what we're looking at is then, I think that with what you're describing here is we would be getting a lesser version then.
Yeah.
Because they could probably, if most of the weaponry they have is custom, they could easily give us access to a ship with a decent cloaking device
Yep.
and capacity for traveling into a war zone.
Yep.
We'll have to find or build weaponry for it ourselves.
Yep. Exactly. Yeah.
Sylvia will pick them up on that, and the first person she'll actually approach is Isadora. She'll toss her a blueprint of what she's just worked out with the main characters and go, So, congratulations, you just earned your wings.
Yeah, this is this ship is just boners. Like, if you could get, it's Wet City. This is, wow, this ship is just so good. If you showed the plans for the ship to Hyrule, she might explode. You would kill your girlfriend with just the sight of these plans.
Well, I've never built a full-on spaceship before, but
She'd want to work on
Wait.
it with you.
Listen, you print it out in chunks and put the chunks together. It's fine.
The good news is, sorry, go ahead.
What if we just turn our pirate printer inside out so it prints outwards instead of inside?
We're gonna. Sylvia's just gonna go like. I think that like they probably, if like they're saying it's a catalog, we would be able to just pick up the body of the ship. But we definitely need to print out would be like the weapons and things if we can't manufacture them otherwise.
Well, we all have a lot of licenses.
Yeah.
I mean, like, we have net class licenses. We do not have ship class licenses.
Yeah.
I have some pretty big lasers.
Yeah, and
I was going to say that, like, we could literally just stick Lyra on the back in the Barbarossa.
All right, there's our defense.
I was gonna say, like, Bryn still does have his connections as a captain. He did burn a lot of bridges, but he's also built a lot of good faith. He could probably tap into some people and get some ship schematics, etc. Yeah.
Yeah, so I'm thinking, like, she just basically, she shows Isadora, she shows Bryn, she shows Lyra and Quinn, and really she probably just, like, shows everyone once we're back on the Edolith and goes,
yeah,
this is what I was able to get. This is about the only manufacturer I could find who would get us a ship of this quality, this quickly, and, you know, in this good condition. Incidentally, by the way, Lyra, I'm sorry, but we're broke.
That's all right.
Quinn doesn't understand how ungodly. Quinn doesn't understand like ships. Like, she doesn't understand how ungodly this ship is, but she does think it looks cool.
Yeah.
Extremely flexible.
What I will say is, like, you do have like those. You have Gunnar and the two Nimish crews who will help you put together a Nimish ship. So it's almost like you already have the means to print this thing out and slowly put it together outside the flavor town, right? So yeah.
Yeah, she's basically gonna go like, we can get the hull and like the engine and everything. We're gonna have no trouble with. I could not get any schematics or weapons that we could slap on there that would be particularly exciting. So we're going to have to figure out a way to either retrofit stuff from our mechs, or we're going to figure out who to buy military surplus from in the middle of a war where it's difficult to do that without going to the black market. So
we have an illegal printer that can just kind of do whatever if we have the right schematics. So
yeah, Quinn says I could just ask some people. Like, we could message Lionel. I bet he could get his hands on some stuff for us and print some shit out. I bet like Joanne and Hyrule probably have some schematics that they can just hand to us that are just gonna be like awful. We could just scale up these warp cannons.
I'm the sword girl. I do swords.
Yeah.
That's fine. I've got plenty of things I could stick to this, and it doesn't look like it's just limited to weaponry.
Yeah, no, you could put like tractor beams, grapple guns, you could put all sorts of, like, they're so adjustable. You can just like mix and match. It's like Legos, right? It's like Bionicles. You just slap whatever on them. It's like Gunpla. Right. It's like Gunpla. You just cut off whatever and you put on the piece that you want. Yeah. It'll take some time. That's basically the cost, right? It's going to take some time to get it right, but you do have it, right? So it'll just take a bit.
Yeah. So like narratively, how long are we going to say it takes before this thing's actually ready?
Talk to me about what kind of ungodly shit you want to put on it, and we'll give you a time frame.
I mean, like, so here's the thing. The power and cost that I wanted to go for was the idea of, like, we get the basic hull immediately, but we don't have access to weapons until we craft or figure out how to put them on them ourselves.
Yep, sounds good. Yeah.
I figure the answer to that question is not what you ask me, but what you ask the rest of the group, which is, what are we doing, like, resource-wise or spending resource-wise to get ungodly shit for it?
Yeah, well, let's hear what Fefner... Hey, let's hear what Fefner has to say. Go ahead, Fef.
So I think in terms of building it, we could probably say it's done next downtime.
Yep.
And I think in terms of upgrading, that'll use up like downtime actions. So we can use just time to probably what one would this be?
In terms of print, like if we, for example, if like this next downtime, it'll be done. In terms of outfitting it, I would say we could probably do it in 1 or 2 downtimes if we all spend our downtime actions getting creative.
Yeah, get creative makes sense since it's a project.
Yep.
So yeah, I think.
Yeah, creative or scrounge or barter to like just buy them ready-made off someone.
That also makes sense in case we don't have them.
Yeah.
All right, so yeah, next downtime we can say we will have completed the base hull then.
Additionally, you need to name
just
it.
Like fucking spent that entire bounty.
Yeah, I mean that and then some. You're gonna you are effectively in debt, but I mean not really, because you have the governor here who can just empty out a planet's coffers with a wink and do all sorts of corruption and then just sneak off in the night.
I don't feel like you would do that.
Yeah.
Speaking of which,
It's funny if we just have no money.
Yeah,
debt.
we completely empty out the Hex Girls' coffers. Of all the money that Bryn has been saving is gone. Oh god, even the
flavor
yeah,
town.
even money, even the secret account, you had to dip into the secret account that Vadim has been paying you to hang out with his daughter, which by the way, he has not paid this month because fuck you. Yeah, you have to go into your secret account that Vadim has been paying you to take care of his daughter to help pay for this in order to not go into debt. You had to empty that out.
I feel like Bryn's gonna find this out later.
Mm-hmm.
real quick,
I mean, that's a little unfair because Sylvia would not hide. If it were that much money, and it
I think you told him, but he was still pretty drunk. He's like, "Yeah, it's fine, whatever." But he didn't he didn't internalize the information.
That does sound accurate.
Yeah.
It's sure, it's expensive. Yeah.
Let's effectively get organized roll then, because I feel like this might cut into, I think probably efficiency would be.
It would affect the get organized roll, yes. Hopefully not too negatively. We'll see what happens when Bryn makes the roll. For now, let's move on. This was a really cool thing that just happened. I like this a lot. It's gonna give me a lot to think about in terms of stuff I was thinking about doing. But yeah. Who wants to go next? I could go, or you could go, Alice.
I'll go.
Okay.
I wanted to do just a kind of standard get focused.
Okay, yeah.
So losing a duel is not something that Lyra really expected to happen.
Mm-hmm.
If anything, it is a mild crisis of faith because while she is improved as a gunner, she feels like she's gotten pretty lazy as a pilot because she doesn't move much in the Barbosa.
Mm-hmm.
So I think that she's going to spend this downtime, the time between these missions, working exclusively with light mechs to get good at piloting, just running constant simulations, constantly working on her reaction times.
So that's also the thing I want to inform you of, is the Matchmaker has a battle simulation program in it. So you can actually...
I remember.
Yep.
I was actually thinking that she probably will extend invitations to run simulations with her to... I know she'll ask Josephus, because he is a fellow... He is also in Clan Wolf.
Yeah, and he has a matchmaker.
She'll probably ask Quinn.
Yeah, Quinn will totally fight with you.
Probably ask Rhea. I don't know who else you asked, but she probably would just start harassing random people eventually. Just kind of trying to get better.
She sends a mass message 1v1 me, bitch, to everybody in the contact list.
Come on, things with me, and it will be fun, and I promise it will be safe.
I like that, like,
it's not happening for
it's
real.
sad because, like, Covannon is only on Quinn's contact list. She's too protective of her. I would like to think, like, if only, like, Covannon wakes up at 3 o'clock in the morning with this message from Lyra 1v1 me, bitch, and is like, oh, hell yeah.
Lol. Yeah, I don't know how effective it will be, but she will basically spend a lot of this time trying to get better at piloting through either dueling people or getting them to be lance mates and run missions with them in specifically light mechs of the kinds that she does not like to use. So I do not know how exactly good that would be. I believe there's a role for that, or is
go ahead and roll to get focused.
Is get focused a roll? Usually it's just like you get a new skill trigger.
I think you just do it.
Yeah, you just do it. It's just a new skill trigger. So just click it on the comp con so it adds it to your thing. And you just get to add +2 to a skill, either a skill that already exists or write in a new one.
All right. I will think about which one that will be then, real quick. And we can move on. I will think about that.
I would argue it's either assault or take someone out because you're being sneaky, snipey, tiny.
I mean, you can learn any skill.
Trigger, like, you could literally just make it the trigger one-on-one dueling.
Yeah. Yeah.
Actually, what I think I'm gonna do is I'm thinking that this is actually going to be for either whichever one you guys think between assault and stay cool.
I like stay cool.
Yeah, I like that too. I think that works. I'll do that.
Cool.
Lyra goes from murder bitch to steely-eyed missile woman in the full arc of all characters. She's now run the full spectrum.
Yeah. Quinn is also going to get focused, and specifically, if it'll be humored, Quinn's gonna make one more attempt to charm Cantel. Quinn wants to learn how to shoot from Cantel. Quinn's Bryn's daughter, Cantel's Bryn's daughter. Quinn wants to bond with Bryn's other daughter as Bryn's daughter and learn how to shoot from Cantel because Cantel shot really well. She saw Cantel duel her comrades, her family. So Quinn wants to train with Cantel if Cantel will humor her. Jeff?
Sure. Yeah, do it.
So I want to know, like, do you want me to make an actual charm roll first before I can even click get focused?
How would you approach her?
I mean, like, now she's just finished, like, drinking with her dad and like just getting to that accord where, look, you can't be my dad. We're almost the same age, but we can be comrades, right?
Yeah, basically.
Kind of. Yeah. And like they
come back. She's seen Isadora has been like doing work, and she's like, "Yeah, that's great, cool. I don't have to do that."
She completely jukes out of having to do her job as governor and lets Isadora stay governor for the day. So it's during that time when she's like goes, like, what would she do after that? Because Quinn's just gonna meet her in the middle between.
She's probably just milling about the property that the mansion's on, just flirting with random people and like just like looking pretty.
So yeah, I guess Quinn will approach her back there where she's like schmoozing and flirting, and effectively accidentally cock block her, by just kind of saying, "Hey, hello, Cantel Lingris."
She looks down and he says, "Oh, you're that little gremlin that hangs around Bryn."
How tall is Cantel?
She's tall.
I mean, Quinn's 5'9".
I think she's as tall as Bryn.
Yeah.
She's like 5'11", which is
yeah.
pretty
Okay,
tall
she's a couple inches taller. Yeah, she's a couple inches taller than Quinn. Yeah, so Quinn smiles and says, "I mean, yeah, I guess I am that little gremlin." smiles a little and says, "Look, I don't know what's going on with you and Bryn." She almost said dad. She had to catch herself. She doesn't know if that would upset Cantel. But I saw your shooting, attacking, the way you laid my family out like that. Those were some of the better fighters in our crew. I'm gotten better at fighting with a melee weapon. I would like to get better at firing a gun. It looks like
Those duels were all swords. Except when she shot Bryn. That was just just shot Bryn.
But she saw how quickly she pulled the gun and shot, right? Bryn. Mm-hmm. So yeah, it looks like you're not too bad with the gun. So I would like to learn gunplay from you if you're down for that. As one person who, well, I don't want to speak for you. Would that be okay?
She looks at you for like 20 seconds without saying anything, and then she's like, "Yes, but right now would not be a smart time to do that. Come find me in the morning."
Yeah, because she's got to sober up. Off. Sounds good. Yeah, Quinn will take her up on that. So in the morning, like Quinn will just like hang around where Cantel told her to meet her, and hope that Cantel shows up around like on time. And then no charm roll, no nothing. Cantel's just down for it.
No, yeah, you don't go.
Yeah, okay. So I'll just go ahead and click get focused. How does this play out on Cantel's end, teaching Quinn how to shoot?
So first, the fucking ocelot shit
from
Metal Gear Solid 4?
I do. That's what I was hoping for.
She is totally fucking doing that when you walk up with like the fucking revolvers. Mm-hmm. And then she walks you through it. She is not subtle, nor is she does she have any shame whatsoever. So like maybe you learn some other things that you didn't intend to that day, but you definitely do learn how to shoot better.
Oh no, y'all, Quinn might be learning what sex is. We might have a problem.
Not that she would be like flirting with Quinn, but like she just runs her mouth off or whatever.
Yeah, well, she runs her mouth off, and like other people might be impressed, and then she just takes the opportunity to make a date with them later for tonight. Wink. And so Quinn just gets to sit there and watch this and be like, "Oh, okay."
So I gave her 6 charm on purpose.
Yeah. I was like, I'm gonna try these moves on Coven and in the matchmaker next time. Just try and do this kind of confident flirting. I'm sure I can sell it, and it's not gonna blow up in my face.
She didn't know anything about that, so she does not know why this might be a bad idea. She doesn't care.
Yep.
You're just some 16-year-old girl.
Yeah, and nobody else is there to prevent this bad influence from occurring. Yeah, so I'll click that get focused. And yeah, Quinn will just like thank Cantel for that and be glad that Cantel is no longer an antagonist, like an enemy, right? Yep. Of them.
Just to remind you, her +6 skills are show off, assault, and charm. So probably one of those is the one you're gonna increase.
Yep, that's finally makes my assault +6 on Quinn. That's what I'm gonna spend it in. So her assault is finally +6. Quinn now knows how, like, can totally hit somebody really, really hard, or shoot them really, really good with a gun.
Yeah, but I think her teaching method is basically like there is no babying, there is no like you're not treated like a child whatsoever. It's like, well, do this. No, you did it wrong. Do it again. Nope, do it again. You still did it wrong. I showed you once. I'm not showing you again.
Yeah. That stresses Quinn out a little bit because she has a lot of trauma around her mom also expecting perfection from her. But Quinn's able to keep it together enough to like not melt down at that constant disapproval of not being able to get it right, but she doesn't take it well. So I think after
when you get it right, she is very nice about it.
Yeah. But still, this is very harrowing and traumatic for Quinn. So after she gets the training done and gets it done enough to get the point, she thanks Cantel, and then like she just goes up to like lay on the floor of her room and like process her post-traumatic stress disorder from her horrible mom.
Again, she knows nothing about that. So why would she moderate her behavior?
And Quinn hides the fact that got to her that bad from Cantel, so Cantel doesn't feel bad. So Cantel just gets to get away with that. As Quinn lays on the floor of her room in the Adelith and just like feels like shit. Speaking of Quinn's mom, Fefner, you wanted to do a thing.
Yeah, if we're all done on the planet.
Yeah, this is a good segue into that, isn't it? That's everybody's downtimes, I think. So yeah.
I don't know who might be watching TV right now, but there is suddenly a very important broadcast to Athena. I don't know how many of you have been keeping up with the elections. Probably none of you. So none of you quite know what's going on, but like, there's a
I
large
think Bryn's the
crowd.
kind of guy who like reads the paper equivalent in this universe, so I think he's
Okay.
aware. Like,
So
with
you
his
know,
morning coffee, he's like reading like the updates.
Additionally, like I would assume, like earlier downtime, I revealed that Irina was running for governor, so I think, or for representative of Boundless, and I think like that would be enough for Bryn to start cluing in and even like be booing, right? at minimum, Bryn, maybe even Sylvia, because Sylvia heard that too, and Quinn would be there if she wasn't busy laying on the floor crying. But Quinn's busy right now. But still, at least Brennan and maybe Sylvia will at least be there to hear this.
well, I'm more asking like, who knows exactly what this is for? But yeah, there is a large crowd overseeing whatever Capitol building is in Athena.
Mm-hmm.
And a man walks out onto the stage and says, "Ladies and gentlemen, the results you've been waiting for, and the Boundless Populous Representative election. The winner is
Drum roll.
Irina Lebedev Riesling."
No.
Sounds like a fucking like contest giveaway.
Uh-huh.
Well, Bryn's like, well, that sucks.
Boo. Boo.
Yeah, there's mostly you're not there, so you just hear the cheering.
Yeah. Lionel is there, and he records the real reaction and sends it to all of us later. And then he drinks a lot.
The real reaction is still mostly cheers, but some murmuring.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
Watermelon, cantaloupe.
Mm-hmm.
So yeah, I think at this point, Irina probably takes the stage to give her victory speech. If you have any specific things to say or just general summaries of what she says, Jenner.
The basic. I wish I know you told me, and I wanted to like write a speech for her and roleplay as her, but then I felt so dirty with what I like even saying what I wrote. I just deleted it.
This is too fashy to even pretend. In
This is so fascist. Like she just basically, oh god, she's like female Richard Spencer. It's awful.
Ugh.
She talks about like how the times of do nothing people who do who the old Athena representative didn't fucking do shit. They just took your money and did nothing. You finally, the people's voice have spoken. I have the voice of the people behind me. We're gonna finally actually do some stuff. The time of nothing, like doing nothing, is over. It's time for Boundless to like for Athena's voice to be heard and the people's will to be carried out, is how she begins, basically, right?
That does resonate a lot with people because, like, the initial representative you know of was Lionel, but then when he moved up in Boundless, then somebody else took over, and nobody liked the guy because pretty much the most outreach he did was just giving yes or no polls.
Yeah, he sucked. So that's what she capitalized on, is that the old dude sucked, and she came in, and then she basically says, I'm gonna drain the swamp. I'm gonna get the corruption out of the Boundless Council, and I'm gonna make sure the people's will is really abided by. You've been treaded on too long. Like, she does even references the "don't fucking tread on me" shit. I'm the people's champion, and then she like does the stone cold like shotguns of beer kind of bullshit. It's just all that. It's awful.
Woohoo! Midday alcoholism, yeah! Day drink queen! Oh god.
Like the lib memes of like yes queen, like the notorious RBG shit is already hitting Twitter, and like Quinn just deletes social media, like she can't fucking deal with this. Do you believe Irina Lebedev Reisling has girl power? Yes. Did Irina Lebedev
power when she does war crimes?
Yeah, did Irina Lebedev Reisling have girl power when she did this outrageous, fucking awful, atrocious thing? Yes, it is that. I don't want to go over it. It's a bad speech for people who understand, but like again, like the fasci people and the supremacist people are 100% behind it. So ick. Finally,
And after that,
my favorite thing about Irina Lebedev Reisling, says one of these people, is that she just says it like it is. She says what we're all thinking.
Okay, we've all experienced this over the last 4 years. Can we stop now, please?
Yep, we're good now.
We all know. We know what this is.
Yep.
Yeah, we're
gets to the newscaster.
we are barely on the other side of
It's
that.
been less than 24 hours.
Yeah, please. I'm sorry for bringing this. Don't worry. We're going to fucking destroy her. I promise all of you, this lady's life is fucking over. But let's continue.
Yeah, so eventually, after all that's over, gets back to the newscaster, says, currently Irina is showed to be very popular amongst the crowds of Athena. However, some have noted that she is already very aggressive towards the other members of Boundless.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
Some also criticize her, Irina, over her very favorable views towards Deliverance.
Mm-hmm.
However, she has also noted that other members are far too aggressive against Deliverance, and that Deliverance has not been convicted of any sort of crime.
It's true. Deliverance has never committed a crime. You can't prove it.
Irina has cited General Ulysses as somebody who has gone too far against Deliverance.
Additionally,
noting that not long ago, he hired mercenaries to attack a band of soldiers under Deliverance's care, despite the fact that they were helping the efforts against the seditionists from the Common Front.
Yep, that happened. Whoops, we did that. Additionally, Irina also spends a non-zero amount of time just cyberbullying Lionel and calling him a bitch and saying he's got no fangs and he doesn't serve the people and just bullying him. It's mean. Cinder's like, let me kill her.
It was weird that you spent 5 minutes for a speech on that part.
Yeah, he's talking.
I have just been inaugurated, and I would like to take this opportunity to shit on Lionel. If you're in the audience, fuck you.
I've come to make an announcement. Lionel Belmonte is a bitch-ass motherfucker.
I mean, honestly, that would be the most consequential thing she could do with her presidency. I, for one, support this demagogue and her continued erosion of freedom within our small neck of the galaxy.
As my first executive order, fuck you.
As my second executive order, I would like to say that you're a bitch and you have never stood up to me in a cipher.
It's very much that. And I just the reason I wanted to put
executive order number 3 to declare that Lionel's mom is yo mama is so fat that.
Yeah, we had to.
Bored of doing it in executive order form, pulls out a boombox and begins freestyling over lo-fi beats.
I think she puts in an order to make a new zip code on Athena just for Lionel's mom because that's how big she is. She needs a whole area code for herself and
All right, we were here. We were.
This is awful. My like the thing is, like, as a GM, what I wanted to do by putting Isadora in charge is to show those parallels between like Isadora ruling and how she's just like, yeah, I'm here for the people, like really, and how Irina is ruling, which is I'm not really here for the people, I'm here for me. I wanted that narrative parallel. We've gotten it out of our system. We can move on.
Yeah, just one of the naysayers just like bring up noted naysayer is CEO of SSC, Garth Wolf.
Yeah, Garth Wolf saying, fuck that bitch.
Honestly, the Rieslings just have their fingers in every pie nowadays. General Vadim Riesling, his daughter, and now Irina thinks she can get into politics.
It's true. I like to think that he does like a talk show circuit route and becomes like a really charismatic bad boy and gets like a huge following as he just does the talk show. Becomes a pundit. He becomes like a Ben Shapiro fucker for a while. Just doing this shit. Yeah, he's like, oh god, he becomes like, what's his name? The Islamophobe dude. I forget his fucking name. The guy. Yeah.
Right.
Yeah, he becomes that asshole. I forgot his name. Please help, because I hate him. No, not Richard Dawkins. The talk show dude who pretends to be a liberal, but he's a huge Islamophobe. He's got his own talk show. Everybody, I can't remember his fucking name. It's gonna bother me.
Bill Maher.
Bill Maher. Yes, that.
He sucks.
Yeah, he basically
That's what I'm
becomes.
saying. Yeah, Bill Maher.
Yeah, well, you were muted. Thanks, Ellis.
I said it. No, I said his name wrong. I said Bear.
Yeah, sorry. Yeah, Bill Maher. Like, if Garth Wolf could do like a Bill Maher. He could become like he could punch from the left, right, as a liberal Bill Maher and just like bankroll this shit. I wouldn't put it past him. Quentin hates him so much and yet agrees with him so much. This sucks.
Honestly, if you think about it, the only reason Irina got elected is because her daughter's such a popular streamer. The Rieslings are everywhere nowadays.
Oops.
Yeah, that's the big thing that Garth can do if you want. He can leak that Default is actually Quinn Riesling. Because she hit it really well, right? People don't know that Default is Quinn Riesling.
I mean, yeah, if you want to do that now, then
Yeah.
get
No,
question
yeah.
on it.
That jackass just leaked that Default, the Twitch streamer Default, with like billions of fucking subscribers, is actually General Vadim Riesling and Irina Lebedev Riesling's daughter, Quinn Riesling. He uses her full name, Quintessence Riesling.
Oh,
What's
is
her
that
middle
not
name? Do you
well-known?
know? Have you decided?
What?
Is it something terrible? Equally, does she have a middle name? Is it bad?
I was gonna like give her a middle name too and make it just as bad, but I couldn't think of a good middle name for her. If anybody would like a really an additionally cringy real name to make Quintessence like even like as a name already worse by like double cringing it, please suggest a middle name that is just as cringe that he can drop in this moment.
But yeah,
I felt like Quintessence was already like cringy enough, and I didn't want to like make it even more cringe with the middle name. But we could go that far. We could do this. I didn't want to look at anything more cringe than that. I felt like I leaned in too hard already with just the first name.
But yeah, he just like, oh yeah, Quintessence Riesling. That's Default, and like I think he genuinely looks like he didn't actually know that wasn't a commonly known thing.
Yeah.
That not did nobody know that.
Yeah, like again, like the streamer community just explodes. Default loses a bunch of good people who are just she's canceled, right? The actual leftists who she was trying to move towards communism, and she gains a bunch of fascists as followers. So her follower count actually jumps up, but it's icky people now.
Oh no.
Paisley, yeah.
Thanks, Luca.
Yeah. I have to think like those like hypothetical like deeply white names that are spelled like really awful. Just like go with one of those. But yeah.
I think I could think of one. I've seen so many of those fucking like chalkboard or whiteboard memes with just the most ridiculous white people name.
Yeah, it's one of the. What I will do is I will edit in this part right here, like yeah, Ashley maybe. Now, I will look one up.
Quintessence Beulah.
Yeah, what I will do is right here in this spot, I'm going to put in what Quintessence middle name is. I'm going to edit it in. Give me 5 seconds of empty time to edit in this point in the video.
Originally, we ultimately decided that her middle name was Hermione, but then later, as you'll hear, we actually decided that it was Thatcher. So there you go.
Okay, we're good. So that's what Quintessence
God, what a
is
ridiculous name!
And
Man.
I'm just gonna look for like one of the most cringy, horrible white lady names and put it in that pocket of emptiness. And let's continue. And now we have.
Math equation research.
Yeah, it's like I was just gonna lean in too hard. We're gonna go like 360 degrees, and it's gonna become a cool name. Elizabeth.
No, we're just gonna like steal the name of Elon's kid, the one who's all dialect noises.
Yeah.
That actually is the kind of thing that Vadim would do.
Mm-hmm.
I can see no reason why he would. I thought like he would name her after some famous like minor war criminal who he thinks was actually cool.
Yeah, I'd have to look for like war criminals that he would think is cool.
Fuck, who's the guy who did the whole Citizens of the Philippines I've returned thing? That guy seemed like an asshole. Fuck, I forget that general's name. MacArthur. Yes, thank you, Loka. My favorite thing about him is he tried to like have a cool moment when he actually returned, but like apparently he was just ran through the fucking water like an idiot.
I would like to pick a lady war criminal for a complete lady name, or at least like a gender neutral like war criminal name. So I'll find one. Don't worry, we'll do this. Oh gosh, yeah, it should be Rayleigh. That's why she can't pronounce it. Her middle name.
Folks at home who don't have access to this Discord, Loka's just been on point.
Yeah, Loka's going wild.
Yup.
All right, we're wasting so much downtime. This is just a podcast again. Let's keep going. So that's the breaking news. Who breaks the breaking news to Quinn? Because she's on the ground in a sad place.
I think this one has to fall to Dad.
Dad, you've got bad.
Although actually, you know what? Bryn suffered enough. Sylvia will do it.
Yeah.
This has been a bad day for everyone, except ironically for Sylvia.
It's been some good day for Sylvia. This is still a bad day
for her, actually.
Yeah.
Yeah. So she's gonna just find Quinn on the floor and go.
Well, so, how you find Quinn is she's like dressed up in a cat kigu because it's like one of her comfort items, right? And she's laying on the floor, not on her bed, with a cute sheep plushie, just like curled into a ball, has been crying for off and on for a while. She's not doing good.
Sylvia's just gonna sit down and she's gonna regret the fact that she forgot to bring cake with her because this would be a good time.
You forgot to bring cake and you forgot to bring the Doritos tribute that worked so well the first time you were trying to get through to her.
Yeah, I know. In her defense, she's kind of coming straight from hearing this news herself.
Yeah.
And she kind of sits there and she goes, "This is probably a really bad time to tell you this. First of all, what happened? Did you already hear the news?"
No. She like waves at her eyes. She's like trying to be tough. Like you could see like she's putting on her tough act. You remember from like those previous episodes that you all didn't like? She went into actual default mode and just like shut off all of her feelings. It's like now that you're here, she's like trying to posture being tough and like being reasonable with you when she's absolutely a mess and barely holding it together, as she says. if we waited for the right time to say or do anything, we would never get anything done. There's never a right time. Something's always fucking happening. She like hugs the sheep to her chest and like is just sitting there like she looks so miserable.
Sylvia's gonna nod and say, I understand that. And she's gonna put an arm over her. You know, she's gonna make sure that like default's okay.
Keep calling
then,
her. Don't
like,
even
if she
though
gets the all okay signal, he is gonna put the arm over her.
even though she's in default mode, keep calling her Quinn.
Yeah. Even though even though Quinn's she's gonna do that, and she's going to go. There was a broadcast from Deliverance about the elections on Athena. You're not gonna like who won.
Oh, I tried to like put some money in to her opponent, but the guy was awful. It was basically there's no way she couldn't not win.
Yeah, I'm sorry.
She like wipes at her face and is like, why is it so shitty? I can't do anything right. I'm never good enough. It's never enough.
You know, that's not true.
Yeah, why have I ever done anything right? I haven't done anything right since I got out of high school, and I should still be going to school.
When you develop, I hate to tell you this, but you got so obsessed with a girl, you developed technology that no one, not even your parents, are aware of, and distributed it to every freedom fighting force that we run into.
Yeah. I mean, I had help. It wasn't...
Sure. No one ever does anything on their own. Your mom probably had help from God knows how many people she's either paid or had connections to since she was a kid.
And like Quinn just like, no, she's doing it on her own though.
How do you figure? Do you think she made all of her money on her own?
No, that's not the her she's talking about. You're like, that makes Quinn even more upset. You don't even Kova.
She's talking about Kova. She's like, oh God, you're talking about Kova, aren't you? You know that he wasn't. First of all, everyone may claim that this kid did everything on her own, but she could not have done what she did without everyone else rising to follow her.
I don't want to make them...
I mean, didn't they have a story literally about how relying too much on one person just leads to your society breaking down or something? I'm gonna be honest, I don't remember that one that well.
Yeah. It's something that Hyrule is afraid of. It's something Kova's afraid of. If she becomes too much like that person, her name has to change to that name, which is Siva. Yeah, it's a thing. And then they lose the term Kovanen because she's become... It's a whole thing we've been arguing about off and on the past... feels like forever?
I feel like... Personally, I feel like she's a little bit too focused on that, but when she should really be focusing on getting herself out of where she is. But I'm gonna be honest, it doesn't matter even if she accomplished everything on her own, even if she somehow, through some miracle, was the one person in all of creation to sit down and accomplish everything she ever set out to do by herself. She still had to use tools that someone else made. long ago. She still had to work with knowledge that had been passed down to her.
My mom, all of her wealth, all of her influence that was accumulated over generations of exploitation and gross, conniving bullshit that I don't even know a fraction of. Same with my dad, and just their entire situation, COVID situation, so much different, but no less messy. And she doesn't want out, Sylvia. She wants to die. Just like you did.
Well, we're not going to
Just
let
like
her.
Rhea did.
Rhea didn't want to die.
Yeah, that's what she said.
I've met people who want to die, and I can tell you this much. Rhea Tavros didn't want to die, or I wouldn't have taken a bullet for her.
It sure did look like she wanted to die when she kept jetpacking away from me, keeping her from getting shot. It's fine. And now my mom is in charge, and Boundless is gonna be just like Deliverance and everything. Fuck this galaxy. I hope a giant laser shot from a completely different campaign comes in and annihilates this fucking galaxy.
Sylvia just puts her hand on Quinn's shoulder. She goes, Quinn, I was talking earlier to Bryn about me leaving the group at some point, throwing a comment front. And now that I think about it, that was a dumbass thing for me to want to do.
Yeah, it was. Great. You leave.
You.
Go. Yeah, you go off on your own. See how well it works out for you.
My own for nothing and no one, and I will tell you why. First, because I promised I was going to get Kovanen out of where she is, come hell or high water, and I'm going to keep that promise before I go anywhere. And second, and more importantly, you need my help. You're right, you can't do anything on your own. That's why you have me. That's why you have Bryn. That's why you have all of us. No one needs you to do anything on your own. No one asks you to do anything on your own. You've already done more than you need to on your own. If Kovanen wants to say that she did... Kovanen's worried she did too much on her own. I think we need to knock a little sense into her, but that's just me personally. But I don't know anything that's going to make this better because it's bad. But I do know that we're all here because someone needs to do something. And for better and for worse, even if it really shouldn't be falling to you, you already made the choice to do that, to do something.
Yeah.
And so have I.
I made that choice, and I had the option not to. But Kova had no choice but to make this choice. She's not alone. She's got me. She's got Svava. She just gets so lost in how lost she is. And by the way, if she gets capital L lost, she loses the name too.
Well then, maybe it's time that we found her a better name.
There's no better name. I don't even know what it means. But it means everything to them. But by the way, no, the name Kovanen does not mean everything. I am telling you no.
Sylvia's just gonna shake her head and go maybe. And if she wants to keep that name, that's fine. But she should get a chance to make the actual choice to keep it instead of being forced into it. Quinn, I don't know how we can pull it off, but I did just convince Bryn to get us a closed ship.
I saw it. It looks really cool. It feels so stupid talking to her sometimes and complaining about my mom and my history of abuse. The comparison to everything she's gone through, I feel so silly. when she's like, oh, more than 90% of my population was killed off in a horrible genocide. And I'm like, yeah, my mom wanted me to get 100% on every test or I was grounded. It's not even the same. The scale is so off.
No one's scale is the same. That's not how this works. I don't wake up in the morning and say, oh, that poor Quinn, I look down on her because
well, you
she
can't.
had
I'm
to go
taller
through
than
some
you.
awful craziness.
She
What'd you say?
teases. She says, you can't. I'm taller than you.
Sylvia just looks at her and goes there you go. I knew you'd get back into it eventually. Come on. Look. Day sucks.
How do we beat my mom? How do we beat Meliora and Deliverance? How do we help the Common Front pull itself back together again? There's one me, there's one you, there's one everybody else.
We're Lancers. We do it the only way we know how. One job at a time.
Guess. She goes back to laying on the ground. Alright, thanks. I don't know. Maybe
I'm sorry I can't help more, but hey. Lyra and I are doing movie night 2 nights. It's gonna be some really old 20th century action movie, probably. Lyra has so many archives worth of those.
Have you seen The Last Action Hero?
Apparently, there is some kind of religious debate about it in the clan. So
what?
We're going to have
to. Excuse me, what?
What? There's a religious debate about the movie The Last Action Hero?
I'm sorry.
Actually, honestly, that in the proper watch order for Star Wars probably are. You're actually no longer allowed.
Sorry, what was that?
You're actually no longer allowed to have duels about the machete order anymore, because it was literally taking up the entirety of some clans' social life. It's just a constant calendar of death duels about the machete order.
No, I swear, 4, 5, 1, 2, 3, 6 is a great order. Come on.
Yeah.
Orthodox Star Wars fans versus traditional Star Wars.
I'm sorry, Alice. I just remembered you saying that the clans
I'm so happy.
Really...
Don't be sorry.
We gotta mend the schism,
really
folks.
Really into 80s action movies.
Quinn's look, if I won't be a third wheel, I would love to join you on your movie nights. The truth is, I'm kind of struggling with Kova a bit, because I don't know how to be physically somebody's girlfriend.
That's okay. Only way I physically know how to do it is snuggling with Lyra.
Snuggling would be
nice. A lot less forward than you think.
I would like to snuggle very much. But we would just... I talked about this. We would just blend into each other, and that would probably break the whole fucking system as it tries to figure out what that would feel like. There's no solidity in the matchmaker.
Have you tried asking Kova if she's okay being touched?
What? That's a weird thing to ask somebody, isn't it? How do you just come, she blushes, how do you just come out and say that?
I mean, I'm serious.
Oh, God, that's gonna sound so natural and fine and not be awful. Oh, hello, my beautiful girlfriend.
It's really normal. You just...
It sure sounds so normal.
I literally made sure you were okay being touched before I give you a hug.
No, we had implied consent. So Quinn does know that. Oh, no,
Well, maybe it's not always complied, quintessence.
Sylvia just shakes her head and goes like, "Look, just do me a favor and ask her.
Sure.
If nothing else, even if you can't touch on the matchmaker, the fact that you'll know in advance whether she'd be okay with you touching will make it easier to, anticipate when you guys can safely meet together. And trust me, I don't care how many dead bodies it takes, mine or anyone else's, you will get that chance."
Like, that makes her blush more, and she's like, I would like to know what to do in that kind of situation. I'm gonna have to do some research online. No, people just like, she actually starts to pull up her PDA. Slap it out of her hand.
I think this is a good spot to end the scene.
Yeah. Sylvia jumps over and Quinn does, as we end the scene, Quinn does say, as Sylvia approaches, how would I go about even saying this to her without it sounding just the worst? And we'll just fade from there to a completely new scene.
That was lovely, but it's gonna suck when Quinn streams next, and suddenly there's just so many
fascists. She hasn't even realized that. Okay, so she had a couple.
Sylvia's not actually following her on Twitch because Sylvia doesn't have a Twitch account, so she would know.
People who follow Quinn on Twitch are, I believe, Bryn. You mentioned that you have been following her from the very beginning, so you get notified when she streams.
Yes, but I don't watch that.
Yeah, but you don't watch that.
When she's streaming.
Yep. And also, Kova also watches her streams, so that's going to be a delight for Kova.
Oh god, you're gonna have to give Kova mod powers if she doesn't already have them.
Kova probably does have. Well, Quinn doesn't know which account is Kova's yet, but once she.
Oh yeah.
Yeah. Once she does, she will totally give Kova's name, which is just I don't know, like the name Sonic and then a bunch of numbers after it. She'll make that random person who never typed in the chat a mod, and people be like, what's going on here? And then Kova's just gonna go mad with power and just ban anybody who puts a Pepe in the chat. Oh god.
Has been banned in this timeline as well.
Yeah, Fucker's emote isn't there anymore. I don't know what name Kova actually signed up to watch Quinn's stream with. I'd have to think about it. But yeah, once Quinn learns, she'll mod her. It'll look so weird. This account has never typed once in the channel, and yet now is a mod. What's going on? The scandal begins. I was actually joking with Jeff about this, about how idols, once they start dating, their entire careers are ruined. Because they're not supposed to do that. They're supposed to just stay available. So once rumors that Quinn might actually be in a relationship start spreading, her career as a streamer might be fucking over. But yeah. Regardless.
Loka.
But can we ban Loka from the server?
It's the server. He's the only one who can't be banned. Anyway.
Regardless, that was a cute scene. Thank you. That's awful. That's probably what it is. I'm not banned. You're banned.
All right, are we leaving this planet yet?
Yeah, we're getting. I guess my question is, currently we are back on the Adelith. My question to the other GMs is: do we have more downtime between the next mission, or does the Adelith get pounced on and have to go directly to the next mission?
We're gonna get back to the flavor town at least.
Okay.
I don't know if we'll really be doing much more on there.
We gotta drop off the new ship.
Yeah. So you make it back to the flavor town. I don't know. It takes however long it needs to take for the narrative to matter, right?
I would like to set up something.
Yeah, go ahead.
The next time that Quinn gets on the thing.
The matchmaker, yeah.
The matchmaker, yes. She gets a message from Cantel, which says that she's very sorry that she did not know that was not the best way to teach you. She feels very bad.
How did she figure out that messed Quinn up? Did Sylvia squeal, or?
She's very sneaky.
Okay, yeah. I would presume that, I think, all the ways that she could find out Quinn forgot to turn off the cameras in her room. So it was very easy for Bryn to just patch in, see that Quinn was messed up, and then yell at her, and
She may just walk by the room.
Yeah, or walk by the room or anything like that. But regardless, yeah, keep going. Sorry.
She has uploaded content to the matchmaker. She dumps in just like a shitload of like army like covert ops manuals, like training materials,
cool,
and like VR simulation and shit. It's like it's like some hardcore shit, like the stuff that you get. This is like military secrets.
This is like train a militia stuff. Yeah.
Yes. Yeah. This is like train. This is how you train Black Ops.
Yep.
There you go.
Yep.
Also, a bunch of Otome games. Weirdly, a lot of them.
Quinn's gonna share this library, the Otome library, with Isadora and Hyrule.
She doesn't send it to you. She just uploads it, so it's just public.
Yeah, Quinn's just gonna.
And the last thing is a collection of media that her mother had retrieved from Bryn's home after he left and never came back, and it's like family photos, like childhood photos and like baby pictures.
That's so cute.
When he's like he was like an awkward gangly teen and like a child and stuff.
That's very
cute. None of this. She doesn't like send it to you. She just puts it like on the public. Like
on the public. Yep.
She doesn't give a shit.
Yeah. What Quinn will do immediately is tag all the Otome games with Isadora's own tag, and that will give you a notification, Isadora, that you've been tagged to things with your tag that you made on the matchmaker, and Hyrule as well. So Hyrule gets a bunch of notifications that she's been tagged on some Otome games. Yeah, that's cute.
I think she picked up something.
Yeah,
she's very perceptive.
Yeah, very cute. Yeah, like I don't want to hog up too much. I want other people to roleplay. I think like Quinn will join Lyra and Sylvia for movie night and just watch them like interact to try to learn how to be in physical space with girl.
She's got a notepad with a pencil.
Yeah, she's like a report. She's like an anthropologist. She's like doing the God. Who's the guy who narrates over the guy who did the parrot video? The guy who got shagged by a parrot. Gotcha. She's doing David Attenborough and Siri C, the two women holding hands. And she's like David.
I was wondering what you were gonna do.
Yeah, she's doing like David Attenborough narration over your two interacting and like writing down in a notepad like she's some sort of fucking zoologist. Until you all beat her up and make her just hang out with you and stop being such a dork. Yeah, it's very cute. I want to know in character, watching The Last Action Hero, what the fucking religious argument is about the movie The Last Action Hero.
Do you have any strong ideas, Alice?
Okay, so it all basically goes down to whether or not you're what's called a revisionist. Should things be enjoyed as they were, or should they be enjoyed as they should be? Do we have the right to undo what those who came before us did and how we enjoy the things they made? Are we saying we are better than those who first plied the stars? Perhaps.
Quinn listens to this like deeply theological argument, and you're like, Alice, this is horrible because you out of character know that this is actually crucial to Quinn's plotline. So she's learning something a very important moral lesson from this theological discussion that you're having right now about trying to undo mistakes that you've made, because it's what she's currently trying to do, right? Is undo her dad's mistakes. But yeah. And
she would kind of phrase it specifically in terms of, she would kind of go out of her way to say that the argument is partially kind of a joke, but it's also very real in the sense that, you know, there's always that question of, we know that sometimes those who came before us kind of messed up, but what is okay to do in our attempts to fix that?
Yeah. To what extent do you like, are you like, if you fix it too much, then you don't have the opportunity to learn from those mistakes, right? All you have left is the product of fixing it, not the lesson that you learned applying the fix. Yeah, I think that, like, that's what Quinn says in character right? Like, that would be her take on it, is she kind of agrees that, like, there is a point where you can go too far. Where but if you if you take the lesson away and all you have left is the results, then all you do is repeat the mistake in the future and have to go through the whole process again. Yeah. Quinn's spicy hot opinion is shit should sometimes be flawed because it's actually better flawed. That's where she's at now, by the way. Early Quinn would have been like, no, we must purge it and make it pure. Now, dirty, messy, I'm in love with a girl, and it's a fucking disaster. Quinn thinks imperfection is crucial. That imperfection might actually be perfect. That not being 100%, perfect is actual in its own way perfect. Because if perfect was a thing, you would stop. Perfect as an idea is okay, and the pursuit of it is what makes us perfect. And if we could ever achieve it, there would be no point. It is only through trying to get to perfect that we that perfect can exist. It's only in imperfection that we can keep getting better. If there was some kind of best, we would stop. That's her thought on it. Yeah. From the person whose name is literally Quintessence. I didn't pick the name. That's why I go by Quinn. I think it's dumb. I didn't get to choose it. My parents named me that. Please keep calling me Quinn, and let's pretend my name isn't that.
Let's be real. Your mom named you that. Your dad had nothing to do with it.
Yeah.
He was asking, he's just like, whatever.
Yep. He was still getting over the fact that she wasn't a boy. He wanted a son to carry on his legacy, and instead he had a daughter.
Girls can't commit war crimes.
I would like to note that this technically means that Vadim is more regressive than the canon fucking trade baronies that are literally just feudal society, but what if we were also robber barons, literally?
Yeah, Vadim is bad.
Because they at least got past the gender thing.
Yep.
More female baron robbers.
Yep. More female baron robbers.
Literally, more non-binary noble scions with inherited wealth and privilege who also have to go to war. I love the Karrakin trade baronies so much. They're so bad.
This is absolutely a conversation that happens in character where Quinn bemoans the fact that her dad was upset that she wasn't born a boy. And Sylvia, who's from the far rim, will basically start burning him for being more regressive than the absolute worst shit stains of the galaxy, right?
She will, with Sylvia's frame of reference, she'll literally go, Jesus Christ, I've heard of pirate groups that just prey on defenseless satellites who have better equity.
Yep. It's awful. She's like, I don't even know what my name would have been if I had been born a boy. Just war crimes, Riesling. Yeah, of course you'd name me after his favorite thing, right? My name is War Crimes Ultra-Violence Riesling.
Please, Riesling doesn't think they're war crimes. He doesn't think they're people.
It's
so how
true.
can they war crimes?
It's true.
War crimes Sasuke Riesling.
My name is Sephiroth Sasuke Riesling.
I named you after two of the bravest men I've ever known.
Oh God. Okay, I fixed it. Her middle name is Hermione, folks.
Yes.
Okay, let's move on, please.
Goku, the war crimes stampede.
God.
Alright,
I'm gonna leave. I will leave.
Does anybody else have any other scenes they want? Quinn thanks Cantel and will actually basically suggest Cantel check out the other Otome games that Isadora has has tagged with her own tag because they probably have similar interests, and also like share with her a bunch of the guerrilla warfare manuals that S uploaded already. So now Kento can learn different type of warfare and learn how to do some more crimes.
She's too busy like 1v1ing people.
Yeah. Yeah. So, but like Quinn will like introduce her and give her the rundown and tag some things for her and like for her to take a look at and then like thank her very much. And yeah. And anybody else have any other scenes?
All right, so with everyone's permission, Isidore is actually going to be working on the mechs. Cause see, a few downtime sessions ago, I did that get creative
Mm-hmm.
role, and everybody said, "Hey, why don't you just do get skill instead?" But no, I decided to make it get creative anyway. But I'm going to extend the working on a matchmaker creativity to basically what Isidore is trying to do, again with permission from everybody else, is create sort of just like a closed off network based on the matchmaker, just so they can like do super secure burst transmissions.
Yep.
Ooh.
Quinn
Yeah,
will.
why don't you start on my mech, which he looks at the spot where it normally is, which currently does not exist.
Oh hey, did Gunner actually Gunner the hooded rat actually printed out your mech for you and put it there, so it is there now. She did you a favor.
Oh, he hugs the Conflagrant Mark III.
Yeah, and Gunner smiles and says, you know, I printed her out for you and I washed it, and says she's. I hope she is like the ship is nice and shiny. Says Gunner, slapping.
Why did you have to wash it if it was new? I don't understand.
Well,
I mean,
let's
sometimes
give it.
things
No.
are
Okay, so
dirty.
first of all, lean in close and give that bad boy a sniff, and you'll see why I washed it.
Oh.
Yeah,
It's fresh.
Yeah, it smells good. Yeah.
Six
Yeah,
turtle
some of that citrus
wash.
wash.
Yeah, it smells good.
Oh, this is
That
great.
nice lemon lime
Yeah.
conflagrant.
Mm-hmm.
So yeah, the requirements were specific knowledge or techniques and specialized tools. I'm going to rule that I can get the tools no problem. Like I can do the technical work of it to sort of get these partly installed, but like I'm having some real problems like actually getting them to work properly. Like
Yeah. So
Oh.
they
basically,
kind of lag behind quite a bit.
Mhm.
Oh, I
Yeah.
had a thought.
Instantaneous as I want.
I had a thought. This might be a long shot, but Sylvia, remember the cat girl?
Yep.
Okay, I don't know if this will work, but NHPs are technically doing like secure transmissions within a mech, aren't they? Because they're technically like weird separate things that live in an NHP coffin.
Sort of. Yeah, I could see that. Yeah.
Would it be at all useful for Sylvia to literally let you start with, because like, oh yeah, and Bryn has one too because he's got the Omni class. Why not? Why not in character like have her study those as like a basis for building a burst transmitter?
Yeah, well, we
Alright.
we may have to just like put AIs in the mech, because like the AIs would be able to then relay the transmission to us. Because like the problem with the matchmaker is you do have to be like physically inside of it to receive messages. In order to like get something that would like let us send and receive messages while we're focusing on something else, that's what you're trying to build. So it would probably take like some AI or something like that to be built. Additionally, like yeah, so the other thing that you said you're gonna need, you'll have to do next session, like next downtime, but like basically like
Next time you work on this, I'll need specific knowledge. But yeah, basically, it turns out it's actually pretty difficult to just have ourselves just brain transmit everything.
Yep.
Through
But like
transmission.
yeah, but Ryland will reach out to you, reach out to Isadora once they know, which they can because they're psionic, that this is something that Isadora is trying to do, and like at least get Isadora the help that she needs to do it on the psionic level, right? But that still doesn't change the fact that like you should have an NHP because like the human brain just can't like process that much information, right? So yeah.
It's
So
basically
we were
just
literally
a reverse
gonna,
new type.
Yeah.
would you like to take Kopesh for a walk?
Yeah.
Essentially.
Yeah, and additionally, during the interim period of time that passes here, Isadora gets another message from Hyrule.
Mhm.
The message is that they all got hit by some kind of EMP, and it shut down all of their mechs. And so they had to actually jockey outside their mechs and kill the people who came for them. But here's the thing. The power hasn't come back on yet, but I'm sending you this message to the matchmaker. I don't have a backup auxiliary power on this thing. It's not being powered by battery anymore. This is being powered supernaturally, from what I can tell. The matchmaker is running off some weird power now that it wasn't before. Before, it would have needed my engine on. Now I can just send you this. It's just on.
Well, see y'all later, I guess. Isidora's probably just going to leave to her last known location.
What was that?
It's ghost power.
Yeah, I mean, Ryland, if Isadora asks, Ryland will say, it's powered off of Quinn's love now. Like, it's just, she just shackled it to Quinn's heart, and as long as Quinn loves something, it will run. Like, nothing can take it out now.
Well, that's beautiful, but also does not make any fucking sense at all.
Through
Exotica Magica, just deal with it.
No, okay. Like, I want to, like, if you really want to get in this argument, through psionics, dumb fucking planescape psionics, this is a thing that actually works, is you can tie your psionic power to something dumb and metaphysical like this. And
I guess we have AI that just like exoplanet entities, so
yeah,
whatever.
Yeah.
Like, this is not that much weirder than an NHP, although it's definitely one of those things where, like, if, for instance, this were happening in main Union space, there would be like 12 people from Horus, like, trying to infiltrate. They probably already are, honestly, even in the deck of space where we are. We're like, hey, that smells like some Deimos bullshit. Can we help with that?
Yeah, I will, like, point out that, like, it's dumb and silly and feel free to boo me, but yeah, you can build a D&D class of psionic where you power it off of, like, metaphysical concepts, and it's bullshit and broken, and don't do it. It's bad. If you're a munchkin and you've done this build and you're listening to me right now, I'm looking at you and I'm judging you very strongly. Even though I myself have just done it. Shh, we're in this together, fellow munchkin. Anyway, so in terms of like this, Hyrule also uploads a video to you, Isadora, of her physically punching through a mech's windshield and just pulling the pilot out of their mech because her mech has been shut up by an EMP, and then just casting them out into space and waving at them. Have fun floating through space for the rest of eternity, sucker!
Isadora might watch that later and might contemplate the strange existence of the matchmaker now, but yeah, she's gonna leave a quick note with everyone else. Doesn't actually tell anybody. People just be like, wait, where's Isadora?
Yeah.
But yeah, she's off.
Yeah. Isadora lets people know that the matchmaker it has basically an infinite power supply. Seems to be infinite and can't ever shut off. Like nothing, like EMPs don't shut it off, basically.
Well, she doesn't tell that to everyone yet.
Yeah.
Basically, just the note she leaves behind is Hyrule needs help back in a bit.
Mm-hmm. Yeah. I guess like it'd be pretty quick, easy for Isadora to make it out there to where Hyrule is and join the fight, because Hyrule's actually pretty close to where the Flavor Town is now. There was a martyr group actually prepping to invade the Flavor Town. Remember, I wanted to do a combat encounter where you all fought on the Flavor Town. I was gonna attack you with martyrs, Hyrule found out about them, so she's actually really, really close to where you all are right now, and that's why they hit him with the EMP, and that's why so it's very easy for Isadora to find her girlfriend and help her girlfriend beat up all these people in space.
Yeah, I guess that's just the rest of Isadora's downtime. Just made the other half of the better Gundam.
Yep.
We just need to evolve into new types, and we're good.
Yep. Additionally, like, I still want to do that encounter. I just don't know when we can do it anymore. I figure I've told Fefner, could you please be the one to run the encounter now? Because my next encounters are big, so I'm hoping Fefner can, like, make it a thing that she does here soon. But I did make a map, and I did plan to attack you with mechs on the map. Like, I do want it done. I don't know when I can do it. But you do defeat these people who were planning to do it, and learn that this will not be the end of people planning to attack the Flavor Town. So great, right? Great. You find orders, actually, that, like, they're supposed to attack the Flavor Town. And Hyrule's just like, wonderful. We have to keep going, but great.
All right, so anybody else have downtime? Because other than going over level up, I think I'm done.
Oh, we're leveling up too?
Yeah, we should level up because that was a combat encounter. Did we level up to level 10 from session 20 part 1 or no?
We were 10 in this last
We were
combat.
10 already, so we should be at 11 now.
Wait. If you were 10 going into the session where Bren was kidnapped, then you should go 11. If you were 9 going into the session Bren was kidnapped...
We were 10 going into that session.
Okay, then yes, you need to level up to 11.
I'll do it later. I don't know what now.
Yeah.
I mean, I hit the button. I
got it done.
All right, you and me.
Yep.
All right. I know, Alice, did you actually get to finish yours?
Yeah, I did.
Okay.
All right, sweet. All right. Do you want to go first, Fefner?
Sure, since I already brought it up. All right, so pretty quick level up, nothing too amazing. In fact, some things I'm actually going to put off. So I got a +2 to investigate. Now I'm at 6 overall. I figure just getting good at investigating stuff. That's really Isadora's thing usually, so it's surprising it took so long. I also got Spaceborne 1 back just because I only have 2 more skills I can really get to, so I don't have anything I need to invest in particularly. Finally got a +1 to hull, so I might have an okay amount of HP now.
Hooray!
And lastly, I got the Swallowtail 3, which gives me the LBOC cloaking field, which is I become slowed, but your mech and allied characters within a burst 2 area become invisible as long as they remain completely inside the area. This effect lasts until the end of my next turn or until I'm stunned, take damage, or deactivate as a quick action. It's not super useful, it gives me 2 heat, and as it says, you do have to be entirely inside the area, so I could not really give the effect to Lyra.
Alas, Babylon.
So yeah, plus it's also 4 system points to get this, so this is really kind of it's a little much. I don't see me using it that much. More importantly, though, I also got the Athena class NHP, which I'm probably not going to install immediately, but that gives me the action Simulacrum. Effect Athena constructs a perfect real-time and fully interactive 3D model of a Blast 3 area within range 50, including moving characters, all rendered in lovingly extreme detail. The following effects apply. I have full visibility within the affected area, but it doesn't count as line of sight. You know all statistics, weapons, and systems of characters within the affected area. Hostile characters within the affected area don't benefit from cover and can't hide or become invisible. Hostile characters that end their turn in the affected area receive lock-on and cease to be hidden or invisible.
Nice. Love it. So good.
They throw so much fucking hidden stuff at us.
Yeah, it's so good. Wow. Nice.
Yeah, once the Athena NHP comes into play, oh boy, it's over for all you bitches, including myself. I am also the bitch what it is over for.
All right.
Yep.
All right. I'll go next then, I guess. Unless you want to go first, Alice.
Yeah, I'll go. Mine's pretty short. I got
the third
level of again. I got the third level of the what's it called? The Sherman, which is only important because Lyra now has an HP. It's an Asura class at HP, and it's not very polite.
I don't know why, but I'm just imagining it as being the medic power armor from Fallout 3.
You are correct.
Yes!
It ruins stealth on purpose. Not that I'm doing any stealth, which is good, because if I did, it would ruin it on purpose. I will be held to that. If you want to hold me to that in canon, I will be held to it. I won't even be mad.
All right, I'm back. Sorry about that. Who's leveling up now? Because I could talk about my level up because I level. Okay, go ahead. Keep going then. Sorry.
I also got oh god, what's it called? I just blanked on what the name of the thing is. I have to go look at the actual name of the talent here real quick. I'm sorry. Oh, that's it. Executioner. Once a round, when I hit with the heavy or super heavy, actually that's a melee weapon. So I'm gonna figure out a talent later. Never mind. Keep going. That's it for me. I didn't read that close enough.
All right. I'll go ahead and go over my level if you like.
Yeah, go ahead. I'll do mine last.
Cool. I usually go last, so I'd like to go now. I leveled up Quinn, and so she's got. I put her point in invent or create, so now she can help Isadora invent and create shit. She's a child prodigy. She should have maximum invent or create. So yeah, that's where she's at right now. So she's got charm, invent, like she's got +2 now and keep cool. Hey, Quinn is gonna learn how to keep her temper. But yeah, I'm happy with how that went. In terms of abilities, I put my next point in systems because Quinn's gonna be like hacking and shit. She's gotta be rolling to do those lock-ons, and I want her systems to be good. In terms of her talents, she took the second point in walking armory, so she can put shit on her weapons and start hitting with all sorts of ungodly shit on her weapons when she shoots with her weapons. And I should actually start using that. I didn't use it at all last session because I was running as a NPC, but when I play her as a player character, I'm gonna start doing all sorts of dumb shit. Additionally, this is going to be interesting information for 2 NPCs in particular. Quinn takes her next license upgrade in Gorgon, which is another Horus mech, which will make Heatstroke really happy to learn that she's still investing in Horus mechs.
Sighs and unsheaths sight.
Begins to sharpen his sights. The 16-year-old girl has taken another Horus license. On top of that, a completely different NPC makes a note. This has never happened before. They have to add a new data point to their spreadsheets. This decision has never been made before. This NPC says interesting and makes a note of it and sits back.
Glasses shine.
We have I take it Quinn is going for the ultimate don't you dare touch my friends or I will beat you up and kill your parents mech.
Did you know she already has the 3 points in Kobold to make this mech? So I just looked up the build and I'm gonna be doing that, yes?
I didn't even know Gorgon Kobold was a thing until you told me about that.
It's so disgusting!
I just know that Gorgon is one of my favorite defenders because it's less of a, oh, don't worry everyone, I'll keep you safe, and more of a, you say some shit about my friends, you come over here and say that to my face!
The Gorgon is the Navy SEALs rant of ships with mechs with guardian.
If you do not name this mech, listen here, you little shit, I will be disappointed.
Unfortunately, she's naming the mech Jas, which is a shy term, but it's fine.
That's completely acceptable, but I just want you to know that in my head it will always be the listen here.
Yeah, it's gonna be listen here, you little shit.
All right. Well, Alice, it's been great. You may trying to make difficult encounters. We almost, maybe we could have blown up Bren's mech, but just gonna look at the comp con.
One of the easy way to do that is apparently just to blow it up. You could just do that.
Yeah,
It's
you can
actually
just double
really
click your mic
funny.
all the time.
Oh yeah.
Just
Okay.
like 2 buttons.
Here's my hot take for how to blow up mechs now is to do it in downtime and make up blow something up for all as an NPC.
All right.
I have that
So,
I just
last
added
thing-
stats. Nothing interesting in my sheet happened.
Yeah. Well, what license did you take? Is it important or?
No, I just took another Smith's amount and worked towards the core bonus. That's it.
Okay.
I might change it
Okay.
later. I don't know.
I actually changed a lot on my sheet, so I may as well go now.
All right.
So skill trigger wise, I think the only thing that I picked up was an extra +2 in survive.
Mhm.
So that part's not interesting. I put myself back up to 5 hull. I picked up for my pilot talent, I picked up a talent that I dropped a little while ago. I actually dropped the third talent of combined arms because I realized it kind of doesn't come up when you're primarily melee and just using your ranged weapons for Overwatch. So I picked back up the first talent of Executioner, and for my actual talent upgrade, I picked up Bonded. So congratulations, hun. We're officially married in game again.
Aww.
Yeah, so first rank of that is any mech skill checks and saves each character makes while you are adjacent to your bondmate gain +1 accuracy. If both characters have this talent, it increases to +2 accuracy.
Nice.
Now, this is a problem in that Sylvia is like the second fastest character in the group, and Lyra is literally the slowest. So I've solved this by putting my license level from Genghis into Black Witch instead. Which let me pick up one of the dumbest license level 1 talents, or license level 1 systems in the game, the Ferris Lash. It's 2 system points. As a quick action, you can choose a character within range, date, and line of sight. If they are allied, you may pull them 5 spaces in any direction. If they are hostile, they must succeed on an agility save or be pulled 5 spaces in a direction of your choice.
Yep,
This movement ignores engagement and doesn't provoke reactions. If a hostile target moved by the system collides with an obstruction or another mech, they stop moving and are knocked prone. So, yeah, Sylvia can just drag Lyra behind her as the world's, or anyone else for that matter. You know, or pull someone behind cover, or yank an enemy out of cover. All kinds of fun stuff. I'm also back on my bullshit with the Blackbeard because I realized I really missed having a heavy mount. So that's fun. Did I do anything else weird for licenses? I don't think I did. Oh wait, I did. I moved my licenses from that were two of my licenses that were previously in the Metal Mark into the Raleigh because the last pickup I'm going to make on my last license level is going to be the kinetic hammer.
Nice.
So I can have the biggest.
Same. Us, both of us running with the kinetic hammer. You love to see it.
Yep. So, yeah, that was my big thing. It actually changed a lot, mostly just because of the amount of stuff I had to change up with my mech to get access to that. But yeah, the Ferret's Lash is now a thing that I can do. So I am looking forward to seeing if that becomes relevant in upcoming battles.
I like your build. I like your build, and I like your talents.
Yeah, Sylvia's just gonna go like, "Hey, friends, get on point with me, yeet." Oh, I want to give me hard cover.
Unkillable. Ah, no. Me as a player. We are immortal.
But yeah, that is pretty much the long and short of my level up. I came disturbingly close to taking the Balor just so I could say I took one mech from every major manufacturer, but there wasn't enough I wanted there other than the licensed level 3 weapons, so I'm not going to bother.
All right, so that's all level ups, right?
Yes, I think so.
Everybody.
All right, so I guess before we end off, Bryn is actually going to get an encrypted message through the matchmaker from Lionel, who says, "All right, I don't have the best paying job, but you're the best people for it, so I'm going to need your help." And we're going to cliffhang on that.
Nice.
So when he says the matchmaker, he gets an email on his computer that's hooked up to the matchmaker. He has never used it and probably never will.
Somebody rigged it so that it would work.
There's like a cord going from the matchmaker to his laptop.
Yeah,
he was missing so many emails until now.
Yeah, Quinn basically had to set it up because Dad is old and won't do it. Won't get in the matchmaker.
I'd like to imagine, for the record, that that Bryn's laptop is just like one of those old tough books or whatever they're called, like the construction ones. Like that's the nonsense he's doing.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, it's ruggedized.
Yeah, it's so good. Okay, I think that ends it. Quinn Quinn does not call Kovanen, but Kovanen actually calls Quinn. That cheers her up significantly. And they have they just have a normal talk. It isn't even like a deep philosophical talk. Like Quinn does not bring up any of her horrible problems, and maybe she should. But she does, typical of being an awkward lesbian, forget to ask Kova if Kova would be okay with her touching her.
Oh dear.
It is completely. It completely slips her mind because she's having a nice time, just being a dork with her girlfriend, that she completely forgets that maybe she should ask. She will though. She'll set a reminder after the date ends, and she's like, "Oh, that went really well," and then she's like, "Ah, fuck, I did." She puts a reminder in the matchmaker next time she goes on a VR date with Kova to ask her. Yeah. It's just a normal conversation. They don't get in any big arguments about how Kova wants to die or anything like that. They just be dumb teens. It's very cute.
Aww.
Yeah. Quinn tells Kova about the Last Action Hero, about the deep theological debate surrounding the Last Action Hero. And Kova tells her about Death of the Author. But it doesn't become a deeper I want to die thing. It's just I learned about this thing. So yeah. It's a good, cute, fun date. And Quinn pretends she doesn't know about Death of the Author, so Kova can feel good about telling her something she didn't already know. Oh, that's very interesting, says Quinn, having known already about this, but doesn't want her girlfriend to feel dumb. Kova's like, okay, fine. Do you know about this already? Do you want to learn about war crimes? Because I know about those, and I know you don't. And now the date is toxic. That's why Quinn just pretends she doesn't know about wholesome things. Because the only thing Kova knows that she doesn't really know are unwholesome things.
Cool.
Yeah, it's cool. Anyway, yeah. Quinn challenges Quinn challenges Isadora to a game of chess on the matchmaker after that date, just to have fun. Does Isadora play chess with Quinn, or does Isadora just leave Quinn on red?
I don't know if we really have time for that, because...
No, we're not actually going to roleplay it. I just want to know, does Isadora play chess?
In fiction, I don't think they'd have time, because Isadora pretty much left to go.
Oh yeah,
help
that's right. Isadora's down on
And-
the planet with Hyrule. Well, let's talk about that because like they're there in physical space. That's cool. We'll talk about it. Yeah, let's end here. And if
But yeah,
anybody,
pretty much she's gonna go rush off to Hyrule, and then when she gets back, they have a mission.
yep, that's cool. Yeah, we'll talk about that. That'll happen off screen. But yeah, if nobody else, I'll stop streaming now.